Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you all. Wherever you are in the world, my name is Nick Ferrand and these are my Italian one-take property tours. Now, today I'm in Umbria and I'm about 10 minutes from a beautiful town built on Etruscan Roman ruins called Città di Castello. And I'm potentially equidistant between Città di Castello and San Sepolcro in Tuscany, and I'm on the border. Now, if you're looking at my socks, these are for you, Brian, if you're watching this video. And this morning I've been in a muddy field looking at a derelict house with long grass. Right, today's tour. 10.5 hectares of land, and this property is absolutely perfect if you wanted to have a equestrian centre or you wanted to have some horses, because it has this amazing flat field at the bottom and stables inside. In fact, probably the majority of the building is stables. Or if you wanted to have animals and have your small holding and you wanted to have an artist studio in the building which is behind, this is it. This is for you. This house is for you. You ready? Let's go. Let's get the show on the road. What a lovely building that is. Now, the owner has looked at the possibility of turning this into a habitable space, and in total, if one did so, it will be 330 square meters, which is enough for potentially a 5-bedroom house. Now, I'm just going to go into one of the barn areas, and what you would see is exactly what I would expect to see. You have the original terracotta flooring and you have stuff. And then if I pan up slowly, you will see a barrel vaulted ceiling, and there will be other barrel vaulted ceilings which are in the main property. Now I'm just going to come round and I'm going to pull around to the left, and we will get a little bit of flare, but as we're looking at that door I've just been through, you can see that obviously that was a bigger door and an arch at some stage, and there was a possibility that you could open that as well. Now I'm going to pull around. There might be a bit of flare. It's the second week of October. Yes, I'm in shorts, and it's 25 degrees. Now we are looking over, and in the far-reaching view I can see Monte Santa Maria Tiberina and the upper Tiber Valley, and all the way down to the mountains beyond. Now Città di Castello is approximately 10 minutes away, and that's in Umbria, and San Sepolcro is approximately 12 minutes away, and that's in Tuscany. Now the swimming pool is round and it has its cover. Right, we're just going to pull round slowly so I can show you this stonework. The majority of the property has been built and extended over time in stone and brick. And if we come in here, the gate that you can see on the right hand side is metal, and that would have been for a pigsty. And then if we go in here, yeah, the camera is going to adjust, and I don't know how much I can show you in here, but let me get in there. Wow, that's really exciting. Yeah. Now, as I mentioned, that this is a tobacco tower, and that is the furnace of the tower. And you would have lit that, and it would have been heated with wood. And then in here, let's see what we can do for you in here. And we get in. I don't know why my voice has dropped, but you see those tubes? I mean, that would have been, heated probably by hot air. And then if I pull up, you can see all the slats, which they would have got a big ladder and then draped the tobacco over the wood and then smoked the tobacco so it was dry. And that's how they did it. Now you know. So I'm not quite sure what one would do with this barn. I mean, there's so many possibilities with it. I think, yeah, I think you could use those spaces and use those rooms, or you could, you know, look to do a restoration project. I'm just going to show you the last bit. We're not going to go into there because I don't think it's incredibly important, but I'm going to go into this one here because I think that is quite important. And look at the patina on that. Yeah, I love that. Right. Okay. That's missing a roof. I know what you're thinking. You know, but this is just the beginning. It could be a carport, or it could be a multitude of things. Right, so that's an unmodernized barn. Let's move on to the main house. Now the gate, or the fence that we can see above, is going up into one of the fields, and then as we come round you will see the main property. Now I will be giving you the price and other further information at the end of this tour. If you want to jump ahead, then please do so. There's a timestamp below, and then maybe you can come back and have a look at it. What do I say? What do I think? Well, I think that's quite a handsome building, actually. It's a big square block, and I like that. Originally it would have been stone, and there's a mixture of brick and stone which is underneath it, and yeah, you could try to scrape that off. You know, you might want to plaster it. Right, now main house, let's go. Now what's interesting about this is that this would have been probably for cows. Yeah, and if you look down here you will see, if I pull forward a little bit you might be able to see that there is a trench going down there to the end, and that would have been to muck out. Now you could quite easily have your horses, I know there's quite a lot of stuff in here at the moment, but you could quite easily have your horses in here, stabled in here, because over on the left hand side, if we get past this stuff, you can see just down here, there is the original manger. You see where those holes in? So if one removed, you know, the stuff in this room, it would be very easy to convert this back into a stable. Really very good. Now we're going to come down here. Oh, it's a really big space. Really big space. And I'm going to turn to the right, and then we're going to go into another room with more stuff. But what I want to show you is that little bit of orange kit. Now, orange is my favourite colour, and when I see those I get quite excited because that is a pellet hot water system, and they are very economical. With the price of gas at the moment, I would certainly be having one myself. Now we come out the back door, camera will adjust, and then you have some other areas for animals. I mean, that could be for your chickens at night, and then you could let them out in the day. The field, which you can see in the distance towards the tree, is part of the property. As I mentioned to you, there is 10.5 hectares of land, and this beautiful field is also included below. I mean, what a beautiful field to have, you know, your horses below. And I don't know whether you can see it. I'm going to try to point it out. But there, right in the middle there, that is irrigation. So, I mean, you could mix use. You could have potentially, you know, some horses or maybe some sheep, or maybe plant a crop, depending on what you wanted to do. And then we come back to the other side of the property and you've got a lovely view, you really do. I mean, you're not too far away from anything, from you know, the shops, and there's, you know, really good supermarkets and whatever that you need. Now, this is probably the oldest room in the house, and we're going to pop in here and have a look at this. And I just, you know, if you follow me on this channel, you know that I really love originality, and this, as I come forward, you see that flooring. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. Right. And it's interesting because it's got mixed tiles. Very interesting. But here, now it was one of the things of the 70s that basically before they would be the wine, because they used to have a vineyard here, would be in wooden vats, but then they decided to use concrete, and these are concrete wine vats. I suppose really what one could do is potentially look to, yeah, I mean, you could have some of the land and grow your own vines and have your own wine. Now we'll go outside, the camera will slowly adjust, and then we're going to pop round to the front of the property. This has a private drive leading up, and you can again see the land, which is far reaching, and all the way down to the oaks which are below. It is a lovely spot, to be honest with you. West to the right of me, and east, well, I'm going to point the camera east. It's about there, so you're going to get a beautiful sunrise and a lovely sunset. Right, let's just pop into the house. Now, the habitable space of this property is on the first floor, so we're going to pop up. We go into the first room. No, va bene così. And what I can see is a barrel vaulted ceiling. Now, if you've got a sandblaster, you will probably be able to take that back to the original tiles. But also, what I can see as well is that these tiles, which is quite a common thing, are the original tiles, but what they've done is they've had them ground down to be smooth, and they are quite nice. But whatever you do, you don't want to over wax them. Right, so coming forward into the kitchen, and it's quite rustic, but again you can see the barrel vaulted ceiling, and this space has a barrel vaulted ceiling, you know, all over, and it's just very simple kitchen. You might want to update that as well. Big rooms everywhere. I'm just going to pull around so you can see the fireplace, and then we're going to go into the corridor. Now it has original flooring absolutely everywhere. Where am I going to go, left or right? Okay, so we've got bathroom 1. And that's been done at a later stage. You can probably hear now a little bit of echo. And again, it has the vaulted ceiling. And then if I pull round and come along to the next room on the left-hand side, there is bathroom 2. But this room does not have a shower or a bath. It only has a bidet, sink and toilet with the toilet seat down. And then we go into bedroom 1. And again, you know, it's got the barrel vaulted ceiling. I try to see if I can get a better... Now, can you see it? If I pull back, if I lift up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that would just be absolutely beautiful. And again, what you have here is the terracotta original flooring which has been ground down, and it's really just jolly nice. Look at the way that that's been laid. Yeah, I like it. I do. And I like a bit of distressed furniture. Nice big Victorian bed. And it's very simple. It's quite nice actually, because you could stamp your own style here and, you know, with a little bit of work, make this into a very nice living accommodation. I'm just going to pull down now to the left of me. We're passing again the living room, and then to the right of me you've got a twin bedroom. And then if we come further along, you have the last bedroom and some beautiful west light coming through now. And again, barrel vaulted ceilings. It's really just very nice. All the rooms are very nicely proportioned. Right, so this is just another space. It doesn't really have a destination. It would make a beautiful office. Now, when I first came and the lady opened up the top floor, I was really just very surprised and just really got quite excited about it, because as we go up the stairs onto the second floor, you will see, and I'm going to go to the left first of all, that you've got a huge ceiling height and beautiful light streaming in. And if we pull into this room here, now if you wanted to have the ultimate master bedroom, I mean, this would be it. Look at the size of that space. It's actually we're above now the barn, which is below. That's absolutely huge. Now at some stage, which is a very good thing, and if I lift up, this property has had a new roof. Now they haven't used architectural salvage tiles, but I don't mind about that, and what I would do is that I would plaster that. Obviously they've got quite beautiful original beams which they've kept, and then I would just have that white, and that would throw a huge amount of light up and down across the room. And then we come into another room, and that again, if I pull up, is absolutely huge. You know, the ceiling height's got to be 4 meters at the top. I'm just going to pop out, push the camera out of the window so you can get a sense of the view as it adjusts, and we are looking down over this field. Having 10.5 hectares, you know, that's a lot of land. Look at that field. If you wanted horses, couldn't be better actually. And then just to the right of me, I can see a very nice palazzo on the other side of the hill, and then looking down across the valley floor over towards Città di Castello, and that has really everything that you want. Well, you could have this as possibly, I mean, it'd make an amazing artist studio as well. And then the last room here, again, is huge. Potentially look at where the washing machine is there. I can see that obviously it's been plumbed in for water, but it might be an idea to put a door to the left and have that as your huge master bedroom, and then a huge dressing room stroke private bathroom. Well, It's got space. Absolutely fantastic. Oopsie. And I didn't show you that room, but I'm going to show you now. Right, and here is basically the room that we walked through, and again, you know, the proportions are just fantastic, and you don't need to worry too much, because here on the second floor you have all the original tiles as well, and if I pull down and you can see them, so you know, and that's going to save you a huge amount of money. It really is. You know, where you think the original tiles nowadays, you know, are almost kind of potentially €3 each. €3 each, and you need quite a few per square metre. Right, let's get back into the house. And then I'm going to pop in, probably into the kitchen area, and give you a little bit further information. Right. 10.5 hectares of land, and that's a lot of land. I mean, times that by 2.47, you've got a lot of acres. And the nice thing about it is that the large section of it is completely flat with irrigation. Absolutely fantastic. 700 square meters. I mean, that's a lot of square meters. Absolutely fantastic. Città Castello, about 10 minutes away. San Sepolcro in Tuscany, about 12 minutes away. Irrigation, town water, property tax, €1,000 a year. Can you believe it? Rubbish tax, €400 a year. Can you believe it? And the price, €730,000. You know, it's a lot. You get a lot for your money. Beautiful vista, east, west, sunrise, sunset, absolutely lovely. It needs a bit of work, but you can move in tomorrow. My name is Nick Ferrand, and these are my Italian one-take property tours. For all of you who have subscribed to this channel, thank you. Really, honestly, thank you. And for those of you who have not subscribed to this channel, push buttons, and that would help me so I can help you. Hope you enjoy this one. Until the next one, I'll see you very soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.